Welcome back to the shooting channel, and today we're going to talk about laminated guns. Over the last few years, a lot of companies have brought out laminated guns. Do you like them? Do you like the traditional guns? We've picked on the 525 range. So Browning was one of the first to bring out a laminated gun, and they brought out the Laminated Sporter, which has been very popular. Again, very tick in the box for Browning. They are trying to do things that appeals to a new audience. And it's not traditional, it's not my favourite, but it's something different. They then brought out the laminated game gun, which they've made to look pretty much like wood, but as a laminate. Not as popular as the Sporter, but it's still been fairly popular. So if we look at the three guns, this is the ordinary 525. Apart from the cost wise, they're all under £2,000. This is the ordinary 525. These are the laminates. Fors and against. Generally, this laminate has been, Browning lent this to us pretty much 2 years ago. And I would say the biggest thing, it's got the odd chip in there, but generally it looks pretty much like it did when it was brand new. The good thing about it is, apart from the odd chip on the corners, the actual woodwork, it doesn't chip, it doesn't mark. The only thing it does do is they do darken down quite a lot. So whereas a wood gun pretty much stays the same, this all darkens down. So obviously this gun from a new gun has darkened quite a lot. This is a second-hand 525, and it's got a couple of marks in it, and you can see the marks. Whereas on the laminate, it doesn't mark. So that's one positive, or that's one thing in the laminate's favour, is generally a lot of people say, do they mark? Do you see scratches on them? If you look at these guns, generally on the laminate, no. This laminate is about a year old, and again, not marks at all. Pretty much, you can pretty much virtually see untouched. So that is really the quality of them. So from your answer, does the laminate rub off? Does the laminate mark? Not really. So a lot of people, when they first came out, said, will they last? Will the finish last on them? I mean, this is 2 years old, this is a year old, and generally they haven't marked at all. Do they feel slightly better handling wise? In my eyes, I think the ordinary gun handles slightly better, in my opinion. A lot of people don't necessarily agree with that, but that's my opinion. I don't know why, but the laminates guns in all different manufacturers tend to handle slightly better. So if you're happy to get used to that, that is something that you can get used to. I think at the top end shooting, I think they've got a little way to go to get into the Olympic style of stuff, to get the handling done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot all three guns, and I'm just going to talk about the guns as we go through. So I'm going to shoot the left to right crosser and the incomer with my Fiocchi cartridges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick each one up. I'm going to shoot a couple of pairs through each one, a couple of 3 pairs through each one, and then I will talk a little bit about the handling of the gun. Pull. Pull. pull, 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 so that's 4 pairs with each gun, and generally they feel very similar. I would say, I don't know what it is, but the ordinary 525 does slightly balance a little bit better in my eyes. Whether that's the laminate, whether it is, I don't know, but the balance of it is slightly better. Admittedly, the middle one is a game gun, but generally that's the way I feel it. I don't know why. The laminate itself just feels a little bit heavier and a little bit barrel heavy. Balance wise of each one, they virtually balance on the hinge pin, maybe a little bit front heavy for the laminate ones. So there we go. So on the hinge pin, if you do that, I should think as a balance point, they're all very similar, but again, it's a very big personal preference. So to me, coming out with the laminate is just a change in the traditional shooting way, which I think is probably the best thing that shooting can do. It's doing something fresh, bringing something new to the sport. So I think if you're looking for a laminate gun, it's well worth having a look. Don't forget, find your nearest shooting school, have a look at them and compare them. Just like I've done, I've taken 3 guns and I've compared them to what I'm normally used to. If you've got any information or you've got any comments on this and you've got a laminate and you think, oh, this is better than the other one, or you've got an ordinary gun and you don't like, I'd love to hear from you. So please comment below on anything you'd like to find out about this comparison. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.